my God. What? Again? He's still doing this shit? I didn't know. What the fuck? Like, come on. Seriously? Still with this? This bullshit. God damn it. Hey everybody. Welcome in. Apparently I'm still doing this for reasons and purposes. I just found these. I was going through my files because of course I did, because I have files to go through and shit not. And I found this and I was like, oh, I never recorded this. So this was something else that I put some other shit in it, and it's going to end horrifically. By the end, you're going to be like, what the fuck did I stick around for? So you're not going to want to miss that. That's definitely, if you're here in the first place, I mean, shit, why not? Your life has come to this. Why not let it continue? You know what I'm saying? In for a penny, in for a pound. You're going to fall 1 foot down a well, might as well make it 100. You know, like that's how I be thinking about it. So yeah, Goobo de doobo. Let's get the fucking show on the road. Because you know what it is. Probably more than likely. Anyway, so yeah, first of all, obviously it's been a fucking minute. Got to go around the room. This room, even though we have moved headquarters here at Weekend Type Fun, we're here for our 58th. Can you believe that shit? 58 of these? God damn. Like, how many good ones? 3? But in total, 58. 58. Internet, you were right to ignore these all along. Anyway, but let's go around the room. We're sitting here in a room full of white people. They are exceptionally white. Starting over here, you might think that he's at least grayish, but our man Braxton over here uses graying creams. We've known that for some time now. We have known that. That is canon. That is a canon event. Braxton, don't you sass me, don't you backtalk. Whose name is on the show? That's right, nobody's. But I'm trying to negotiate into my next contract that this be called Weekend Type Fun with your host, Rem Pemberton. That be of the Clemson Pembertons. I mean, I think the of the Clemson Pembertons might be pushing it a little bit, but Rem Pemberton, you can at least get in there. So I've got my agent working on that. So yeah. That's what's coming down the pike. You just watch. Buddy boy Braxton over here thinks he's some sort of hot shot. Thinks the show revolves around him. Well, I'll tell you this right now, Braxton, ain't no one give a fuck about the head writer. Nobody ever has. Nobody ever will. Anyway, now moving slightly over around the room. We're just going around the horn here. I'm turning my chair as I do this because these people are literally, they're here. There have been people who have speculated, are you really in a room full of white people? And are these white people as shitty as you are describing them to be? The answer is fuck yes. You think I would make up Braxton? I wouldn't make up this fucking pothead for all the world holds dear. Like, we don't need more of his ilk on this planet. Like, the fuck would I be doing making him up? And speaking of ilk, fucking Ian over here. Ian is here. He is our nepotism hire. Yeah, thanks for that, Chaz. We're getting to you in a fucking second. But I'm telling you, this son of a bitch, This Ian, now I'm watching the clock. I'm trying to get us in under 10. It's a hard thing. The audience has to stare at this opening screen for a full 10. Listen to me bitch about you pieces of shit. And pieces of shit, speaking of which, fucking my man Ian over here, supposed to promote the show. And where has he been going? Where has the man been going to promote the show? Well, he met some delightful bald-headed gentlemen with matching patches on their jackets. They all had black boots. They all marched in a sort of lockstep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, those were the gentlemen that Ian followed to one of their fucking rallies and then gave every one of those people information on where our show can be found. Ian, you son of a bitch. You know that those fucking people, like, we might all be white people in this room, but we're the kind of white people where we feel that white guilt. Like, anytime we see a black person, we feel like we need to just go up and apologize, but we don't do that because we know that would, you know, kind of make them feel awkward, and we need to just fucking deal with that ourselves. We know that we're those kind of people. And the bald-headed jack-booted types who somehow always vote Republican, and then your run-of-the-mill, like, you know, mom and pop, like your actual mom and your actual pop, you know, who voted for fucking Trump. They never stop and wonder, like, why do I vote for the same guy that literal jackbooted thugs fucking vote for? What? Anyway, so they're gonna hear this, and they're gonna kick my ass. They're gonna kick my actual goddamn ass. Anyway, thanks for that, Ian, you piece of shit, and thank you, Chaz, for bringing him here with your goddamn nepotism. And not only that, I mean, we know Ian is Chaz's nephew. It's fucking known by now. Too well known, if you ask me. Anyway, Chaz, you piece of shit. You need to stop chasing the younger type girls. He's like all about the 17-year-old. Like, Chaz, it's absurd. Your hair plugs are not growing in any tighter. They just, you look like one of those hair brushes where you can pull the little brushy bristle bits out, and then somebody with like OCD just starts picking them out in patterns. That's what your fucking hair plugs look like. One of those fucking brushes that's been had at by an OCD person who has pulled out all but a very regular pattern of obviously implanted bits of, I'm guessing plastic. That's what your goddamn head looks like. You think 17-year-olds want that? And if they did, who are their fucking parents? Anyway, so fuck you, Chaz. Yeah, Clarissa, as always, is just about to fall over right now. God damn it. Why does she always fall down face first, ass up? Kaysen, get the fuck, Aiden, get Kaysen off of there. God damn it. Anyway, we went around the horn. All these people suck ass. Let's get going. We did it under 10. Thank you. With your host, Rem Pemberton of the Clemson Pembertons. It's been summertime. It's been, you know, what are those on my shirt? I'm guessing cotton candies. That's my closest guess of what's on that shirt. But yeah, I got them rose-colored matching sunglasses, you know, because La Vie en Rosa, you know, just just like the lady said in the French. So, yep, that's me, Rem Pemberton of the Clemson Pembertons. And come on, Rem, stop showing off your sissy shirt and play the hey. Hey, I had 3 girls come up to me and say that their roommate would love that shirt. And I'm pretty sure that their roommate was female, I'm guessing. So, come on. Anyway, let's get this theme song going.
This has always been the theme song. This has always been the theme. This has always been the theme song. This has always been the theme.
Cha. Oh, the cha. Yes, never forget the cha. Anyway, hey, part 1, dad jokes. We're actually going to do some dad jokes. There will be some dad jokes, some of which are brand new to the dad joke canon, some of which are known quantities in the dad joke universe. But I need to tell you where these came from and how and why. And that's going to involve me breaking the fourth wall. You know, I'm being all Rem Pemberton and whatnot. But let's crash fourth wall. It's me. I'm a guy who is a teacher, and I had to leave the town where I was teaching previously for 8 years, where I loved it and loved the kids very much. And I had to go because I had no support from my administration, and things that I was doing with my curriculum to try and relate it to the actual lives of the students were I got in trouble for. I got suspended for. And where I am now, it is an expectation. The very book that I got in trouble for teaching has been lifted up as an example of the kind of stuff we should be teaching no fewer than 3 times by 3 different presenters over the course of my orientation training for the district. So we're in a better place now. Better place professionally, hopefully better place mentally, hopefully better place all the things. But in doing that, in leaving, I had to leave behind an awful lot, like a heartbreaking amount was left behind. And you know what it was. It was never the place. It was the people, you know, all of my colleagues who meant so very much, and especially those students. My God. And so, yeah, these dad jokes are a real fucking real ass memory, like for real. Because during quarantine, yeah, when that one queer girl was but a lowly freshman and dating a Canadian, much to the chagrin of all the queer type drama kids, a significant portion of the class, as one would expect. All of that is true, by the way. That's like legitimately, like, if any of my former students ever hear this, they will know exactly what I'm talking about. They'll be like, that's fucking hilarious. Anyway, we had to do a play, and even though it felt like the goddamn apocalypse at the time, during that COVID, so what did we do? We wrote a whole bunch of sketches, some of which remain drama legend, like Chad Chadson. For those who remember, I started writing that book, and it gets off the rails immediately. So I should probably finish it because it is absurd. Like, it's an absurd book. It's fucking stupid. Like, I'll just tell you this if you want to know. Chad Chadson is the demon child of Satan's butthole. Like, like Satan has a turd, like he goes to take a shit, and Chad Chadson pops out, and nobody knows how or why. Because, like, you know, very much like the book of Job, God and Satan are like, they're tight with each other. They know that they have different agendas, but, like, you know, it's like if your neighbor voted for Trump, but he's a good guy. Like, yeah, a guy who did a significant amount of work on our house very recently as we were trying to get it ready to sell. Super nice guy. We were so impressed with his work, and he did a great job, and we really, really enjoyed it. And he worked really hard, and yeah, did amazing things for our house. Very much Trumpian, and believes the election was stolen and all of the things. Like, my God. Anyway, yeah, but good dude. So God and Satan in this book are like that, you know. So, like, God doesn't want to bring up, like, so you're aligned to the forces of evil, huh? Like, because Satan believes that he's right in what he's doing, because otherwise he doesn't make sense as a character. Characters have to buy into their own motivations, otherwise they're pointless. So, Chad Chadson comes as a complete surprise, as he's born the literal demon child of Satan's anus, and he's entirely too chaotic, and so they have to seal him away for 1,000 years, and he escapes. He escapes with a little friend that he made out of spare parts that he scavenged from a battlefield of a battle that he started between two formerly friendly countries that he just decided to have go to war with each other just because he was fucking bored. Because Chad Chadson is the worst. And so, like, what I've been tasked with in writing the book is how to make someone who is the literal worst. And if you remember the original Chad Chadson discussion, where when we came up with the concept of Chad Chadson, that we realized that he would have to be the worst of everything, that he would have to be the worst neighbor, the worst boyfriend, the worst, you know, and then eventually it turned into like, you know, like Chad Chadson ate the bat in the Chinese wet market, you know, and started COVID. You know, Chad Chadson faked the moon landing, you know, weird ones like that. But then also like things like like Chad Chadson did 9/11, and you know, like, let's see, oh yeah, Chad Chadson invented CVS receipts, you know, like just the worst of everything. But like they eventually got epically cosmically worse. Like like, you know, the black hole at the center of our galaxy that will eventually destroy everything in its wake, including the entirety of the Milky Way galaxy and all the stars and planets within it. That's Chad Chadson's butthole. You know, like that is how crazy we got eventually. And so, like, yeah. the legend of Chad Chadson is vast and deep, as is his asshole. And so we had to come up with a way to like, I had to come up with a way to explain a character that is just fucking bad news. But like, it's in his nature. He doesn't mean to be bad news. And so what I have to do over the course of the book is find something redeemable about the absolute worst, and like find a way in which he can recover like an ounce of humanity and like bring balance to the forces of good and evil ultimately, hopefully. So yeah, that's what the book is supposed to be. If I ever get it written, I'll tell you. But like, it's a bit, it's a lot of a bite to chew. So it's really hard. I've got one chapter of it written, and it's dense. Like, it's a problem. This book is going to be a problem anyway. So yeah. Back to the lecture at hand. Some of these jokes never made the final cut. So we were, trying to do a sketch that was going to be a dad joke off, because like those were super popular at the time during quarantine. Remember, where it was like, we all discovered, or maybe just me, but like I discovered all those videos of like guys, comedians, telling each other dad jokes and trying to get each other to laugh, and whoever laughs the most loses, and whoever makes their partner laugh the most wins. So yeah, we were trying to do one of those, but like, yeah, it never worked right on camera, because the problem was that like everybody said all the really funny ones out loud before we started filming. So they already knew most of the really like fucking gem ass jokes. But yeah, these jokes would otherwise go unheard. I like had to rescue them from my own classroom, because they were written on note cards, but those note cards got scattered all over my room. And so it took me a couple of years to recover all of these cards. And so I had like a growing stack of them, because they all got put different places all over my room. And then my room got reshuffled and rekajiggered a billion times. And so like, I didn't find the last of these jokes until I was packing up my classroom for the last time. So, yeah, it is like, these dad jokes mean a lot to me. I still have a binder clip that is just chock full of, like, one of those big ass binder clips that is chock full of index cards, each of which has a like gem of a dad joke on it. So like, because that was from the stack of the ones we kept. All the ones we didn't keep, we just threw away at the time, because like we would read them to each other. That's how all the jokes got heard, and then nobody could laugh at them, because they, because what makes you laugh at a dad joke is mostly surprise at how fucking like lame the pun is, or how like they're groaners, they're intended to be. And so like the shock isn't like, a shock value from a shock jock type joke, but it's a shock at like, I can't believe how dumb that is most of the time. And so like, yeah, we knew all of those, and so we all were not shocked by them when they got read. And so like, I used to have just like, I don't know, probably 2 hours worth of footage of like different people reading from the same set of jokes to each other and just failing to get any response whatsoever. And so it was like really bad, really boring footage. So it did not survive. I no longer have those 2 hours of students reading and then not reacting to jokes. And I don't know that I would want it if I had it. The only thing that I would like about it is seeing those students. Anyway, but yeah. Do. Yeah. So they represent a time and a place which can never be recreated, but which I miss dearly already, even though I've only been gone for a few hours. So I started writing these the same day of my last day, which was a hard fucking day. Like the teacher checkout, the day, like I had a rough time. A really rough time for so many reasons. Anyway, yeah. But these jokes take me back. I'm sorry that I'm prefacing so much, but like this is for real for me. Anyway, I think that we're about to kick it into the jokes. So, without further equivocation or prefacing or anything of the sort, like let's fucking do it. Oh yeah, it is dad joke number 1, and so it begins. Okay, in between that moment and this one, I went and got myself a drink of water because I needed to be ready for these dad jokes. Here we go. Number 1. Somebody stole all my lamps. So now I'm delighted. Oh man, that's it was really good, really super. Number 2, what do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. The audience like that one. You guys, yeah, that's where we are. I see. Okay, I'm starting to feel it. Okay. What happens when a frog's car dies? He needs a jump. Gotta get that jump. That's a cute frog in that little car over there. That's super cute. All right. And if that doesn't work, he has to get it towed. You didn't even see that one coming. You didn't even see it coming. You thought I was going on to number 4. Oh, well, guess what? I am going on to number 4. I sneezed all over my toast. I can't believe it. Snot butter. Oh, that's gross. The snot's coming out. Did you know that you could literally just Google, I need a PNG of green goo? And they're like, yeah, of course, we're the internet. Of course we have that. Anyway, it's not snot. It's just Googled PNG. I'm just saying for those of you in the audience who might have been traumatized by the idea of a tub full of snot, because some of you cannot handle that. It's not your sort of thing. Fucking got you, bitches. Anyway, yeah, in your face. Anyway, number 5. Why are ghosts such bad liars? You can see right through them. I see right through it. And I can say mentiroso, which is, I learned that from my Espanol soap operas, from my telenovelas. That mentiroso. Carlos, you were with Rosa. I don't know. Anyway, that you learned that from watching the telenovelas. You gots to. Okay, dad joke number 6. How does Moses make his morning coffee? He brews it. He brews it. Hebrews, like the book of Hebrews in the Bible. The Bible still hanging in there. 2023. Good on you, Bible. You're an old ass book. People still like you. That's it's pretty remarkable. Anyway, dad joke number 7. I saw an old friend and she's changed so much. She's vegan now. Wait, that's not... Guys, that's the setup. Shut your dumb faces. Only laugh at the punchline. The idea of vegans is not funny. Guys, look, I know we're a meat and taters type of crowd, but you guys really... Okay, so she's changed so much. She's vegan. It's like I never met herbivore. An herbivore is an animal that eats herbs like vegetables. Oh, are you laughing at the just show me sound of applause here. Just are you guys laughing at the pun that it's like I never met herbivore, or are you laughing at the idea of someone eating vegetables by sound of applause? Is it the first one? Is it the second one? Okay, the idea of a person eating a vegetable, too much to believe for our down-home audience, apparently. Number 8. What do tiny surfers ride? Microwaves, dude. Microwaves. I think the graphic... Is that Joey Ramone? I think that's Joey Ramone. Anyway. Number 9. What do you call a hippie's wife? Mississippi. Mississippi. The guy in the fancy pants is actually, he didn't know it. He is married to an entire state full of bucktooth, knuckle dragging. Just kidding. I don't know. I've never been to Mississippi. Maybe there's lovely people there. Maybe there's hippies. I don't know. I've never been. God knows that's probably what they think of my state. So, fuck. What are you going to do? Prove everybody wrong, have a kick-ass state, and then be like, you're not even invited. You don't even know how kick-ass we are. Anyway, that's what Arizona is. Mississippi, I don't know. Just, you got to go to Tucson. That's the good fucking part. Anyway, I mean, Phoenix is pretty good. Flagstaff's nice in the summer. Sedona's hella nice. Anyway, they're nice parts. Okay. Dad joke number 10. Did you know I've never finished saying the alphabet from start to finish? Never finished it. Yeah, I just don't know why. I don't know why. See, it's a play. I never finished the alphabet because this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Every fucking time. I'm a grown man. You'd think I could finish by now. God damn it. Comedy. Anyway, Dad joke number 11. Last night I had a dream that I was a muffler. I woke up exhausted. Oh man, and I contributed to greenhouse gases and the massive weather change that we have seen and the climate conditions that have overswept the earth, which will end in making the earth, the earth's going to be fine, friends. Don't worry about the earth. It will continue to be a rock upon which things might survive. But humans, God knows. So yeah, I was exhausted. Still got it. Still got it. The magic touch. You know how it is. Okay, dad joke number 12. Which of King Arthur's knights built the round table? Had to have been one of them. Circumference. Look at his emblazoned upon his shield was the mathematical formula for finding the circumference of a circle. You guys know about math? You don't know about math. Okay, well, I don't know why you laughed at that last joke. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Number 13. I can't believe I got fired from the calendar factory. All I did was take one day off. Hold up. By sound of applause, are you applauding the idea that or are you laughing that I took a day off of the calendar? Or are you laughing at the concept of an American worker getting paid time off? Oh, that's a sad commentary on our current state of economic affairs. Don't know how to feel about that. Dad joke number 14. Did you know that windmills all like music? They're all big metal fans. That's right. What makes them go? There's a guy down at the bottom just yelling, Slayer, Pantera, and the fan is like, fuck yeah, and it's spinning because that's how fans show their approval. It'd be like Ronnie James Dio, and the fan just starts spinning so fast, it's like generating so much electricity because Dio's fucking metal. Dio's fucking metal. By applause, how many of you know that Dio's fucking metal? That's right. Ronnie James fucking Dio. For real. Like, I mean, yes, you have louder, crazier, heavier type metals where people are just growling and the guitars have like 27 strings on them. They're basically like everything from the super high to the freaking sub bass. You have to play it with tapping and whatnot. And it gents, don't worry. Anyway, but yeah, even though there's that now, don't forget Ronnie James Dio is fucking metal. Yeah. Anyway, dad joke number 15. Why don't kleptomaniacs get puns? They always take everything literally. Yeah, that's right. And if you're in love with a kleptomaniac, sometimes you find that the love Well, it sort of blinds you to the kleptomania, and you don't realize that you've been had until you've almost nothing left in your life, relationally or otherwise, and you are left an empty husk of the man you once were, and an empty house bereft of all your belongings. Yeah, that's happened to a guy I knew. That was not me. That was definitely somebody else. Anyway, number 16, my friend's bakery burned down last night. Yeah, now his business is toast. Hot, buttery, delicious toast. Yeah, I been having delicious toast lately for breakfast. Delicious buttery toast. And I'm telling you right now, that delicious buttery toast is made even better by the fact that the bread is thick. It's not a Texas toast per se, but it's, it is one of the bigger states worth of toast. It is perhaps an Arizona toast or a New Mexico toast, certainly. It's a good chunk of southwestern land worth of toast. Anyway, but yeah, it's some good-ass toast. Tea and good-ass toast in the morning. My God. Now that's living. Anyway, moving on. Number 17. Did you hear about the lumberjack who got fired for cutting down too many trees? Oh, you'd think he'd get a raise or something, but I guess he cut down too many. Apparently, he saw too much. Yeah, that is correct. Number 18. How do we know Native Americans were here first? They had reservations. Now, this better say that when I click the next thing, but written on the original card, it said, "This joke is Native approved." Like one of the Native students wrote that joke on the card. Oh, it did not say that. I'm glad I mentioned that because, anyway, reasons. Why isn't Wookiee meat any good? It's too chewy. I can't do. Yeah, there's a good Chewbacca there in the back. I think Clarissa back there making Chewbacca noises. Anyway, here we go. Number 20. What's another name for a regular potato? Just your regular, normal, everyday patata. A commentator. A commentator. What do you call a line of men waiting to get haircuts? A barbecue. Barbecue. Oh, man. What do you call the same group of men walking backward? Same group of men walking backward. I'm going to let you think about it while I take a sip of my water. Delicious. Love that delicious water. Municipal quality. So what do you call this group of the same men walking backward? A receding hairline. Yeah, that's what I see on guy number 5. Guy number 5, guy number 8 has it a little bit. guy number 11, guy number 12, tiny bit. Yeah. Gotta watch that. It goes. You get older, you'll find out. Time makes fools of us all. And eventually we find ourselves in our graves. A comedy, ladies and gentlemen, comedy. Yeah, you get it. Just laugh into the face of the yawning void which comes to swallow us all. Number 22, I recently decided to learn sign language. It's a useful skill. That way I can tell jokes no one's ever heard. You know, quick side jaunt. The loudest people I have ever heard in my life are deaf people. Because they have no concept for how loud they are being. And you know, when you're in a really quiet place, like a place that's supposed to be quiet, like the library in which I used to work, which was an architecture library. So it's a library where like the souls of students are slowly being dragged out of their eyeballs as they pore over like original hand-drawn Frank Lloyd Wright drawings, you know, like, because we literally had those. But like one of my coworkers was the only librarian on campus who spoke sign language, and he was not in the main branch. So we would get people from all sorts of disciplines who were deaf, who were referred to us because he could speak sign language, and they just vastly preferred that a librarian who spoke sign language just request all of their books and have them sent to their dorm room or research pod or wherever they needed them. Anyway, so yeah, like these people would come in and some of them would be perfectly silent when they were signing. But some of them would sign and like yell at the top of their lungs, asking for my colleague who spoke sign language because his wife is deaf. They're very sweet people. And like, anyway, he like this guy would come in and like you feel like he was gonna shatter the goddamn windows. And you could make out like some of the things that he was saying, but not all of them. And so like, and he would get very frustrated if you didn't understand what he was saying. Even though he was signing, he was like, and I am also speaking perfect English, which he was not. But he thought he was. And so he got like many times he got very frustrated with me, and we would have to communicate by writing down back and forth on a piece of paper. And I had to write like, Scott's at lunch. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The man won't be back for a half hour. Like, I can't do anything for you right now. Unless you're willing to write it back and forth on a piece of paper, which he never was, because he wanted to just be able to talk to my colleague. But like, he was so loud. And there were others who were loud, but this one guy, like, just like, I don't want to imitate it because I feel like it would be so disrespectful, you know, because of like stereotypes of deaf people and whatnot, you know, like the naked greased up deaf guy on Family Guy. Like it feels like some of those stereotypes of deaf people are like really insensitive. But yeah, I don't know. Or I don't know how deaf people feel about naked greased up deaf guy. Maybe some of them think it's hilarious, but yeah. I don't know, but like yeah, I don't want to be guilty of just engaging in stereotypes by actually accurately representing what this guy sounded like, because I know I could. I know I could, but I'm not gonna. Like, not on the internet, not in 2023. So, like, we're all too sensitive for that. We're just gonna move on. Anyway, dad joke number 23. Someone stole the toilet from the police station last night. Yeah, the cops have nothing to go on. That one, actually, I really enjoy that one. Number 24. To the guy who invented the number 0. Thanks for nothing. I don't think we've come across any of the ones that I know are new, because some of them were like brand new that we wrote. I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something. Anyway, let's see. If storks deliver regular babies, what kind of bird delivers the fat babies? Cranes. It's a fat ass baby. Fat ass baby. That baby needs to be put in timeout. If you ask me, that baby has been up to some shit that is like not just inappropriate, not just unacceptable, but like seriously concerning to the fabric of our society. And something needs to be done. I feel like I'm going crazy, waiting for anything to happen to this person who tried to destroy everything in order to protect his own ego from realizing what a fucking loser he is. What? What the fuck? Anyway, moving on. Number 27. Do you know what my favorite kind of bees are? Boobies. Yeah. One of my lesbian students wrote that, and she was very upset when I didn't include it. But I was like, we can't. We're going to put it on YouTube and then the principal's going to watch it. Like, we can't. Anyway, little did I know that principal did not give a fuck about the fine arts. He only said he did. Yeah. The funny part was me believing him. Anyway, yeah, true story. Number 28. Did you know that my dad has the eye of an eagle, the muscles of a bear, and the heart of a lion? Yeah, he also has a lifetime ban from the zoo. That poster, that is an actual poster. That is my actual father. And he not allowed into the Zoological Institute. My teacher got upset because I didn't know the meaning of the word apocalypse. I told her to calm down. It's not like it's the end of the world. Like, hey, lady. Let's see. I lost my mood ring yesterday, but you know what the worst part about it is? I didn't even know how to feel about it. Yeah. Like, I do know that I would have feelings. I just don't know what they are. What are they? Red? Purplish? Yellow? Kind of a mauve? Kind of a taupe? I don't know. I don't know how I feel. My dad crashed his car into a tree, and now his Mercedes Benz. Yeah, it's a very, very serious accident. He was in traction for months. We almost lost our house just taking care of those medical bills, and it really made us all wonder, what the fuck is America doing with its medical care system? Like, what the fuck? How can someone nearly lose their house because of an unforeseen medical issue? What the fuck? You know, because ultimately it's not about whether or not our founding fathers could have conceived of a society in which we would actually take care of people to that degree. Who gives a fuck about those dead fuckers? They knew that we would have to reassess. That's why we have Congress. Why do you think we keep making up new laws all the fucking time? To address the fact that our founding documents didn't think of every goddamn thing. We have amended it recently. Like in the 2000s, we finally added another amendment. And if you ask me, I think we should add another one. You know, ERA, the ERA needs to be in there, and it needs to be in there fucking yesterday, because like people were like, hey, you know, even though women's rights are not specifically spelled out in the Constitution, everyone knows that women are included in those inalienable rights that everyone has, like, because, you know, they're people. And so we're not going to impinge upon the rights of women just because they don't have rights explicitly spelled out in the Constitution itself. We're just going to trust that the guardrails of society will hold, because they always have. In all the other times, Republican assholes have crashed into them again and again and again and again, and have never apologized once, by the way, because they think they're right. And as we all know from comic books, that is the most terrifying of all the kinds of villains that there are in the world. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, yeah, medical stuff. These fuckers who think that they're so right about everything. You know why they don't want you to have medical care for basically free? Like, just Medicare for all. Have you ever been on Medicare? Oh my God, it's fantastic. It's the best goddamn thing ever. Okay, hold up. We're not moving on to the next slide yet. If you've been on Medicare, you know that it's amazing. And it would be amazing for everybody. And I know what you're thinking. What about some people who don't want to pay for other people? What the fuck do you think your entire government is? And don't give me that all taxation is theft bullshit. Because ultimately it is about what kind of a society do we want to live in? And if the answer to that is one that is in any way equitable, then we have to take care of people's basic fucking needs, which includes medical care. Do you realize that in Scandinavia, there are nations like Finland has recognized Wi-Fi as a human right? We can't even get to like you know the life part in the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. There's an asterisk next to that. Like we can't even get past. Holy fuck! What year is it? Like Canada's had this figured out for how long? Fucking Canada. These people, like, they live in the coldest goddamn place. And most of them live within like an hour or two of the American border. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And yet they have it figured out. They have it figured out. Fucking Trudeau is kind of a goofball. Like, he knows what the fuck's going on more than anybody we've got over here. Like, what the fuck? Except for like Bernie Sanders, who like fucking gets it and has for like 60 fucking years. How did we mess that up? Anyway, this has been political rantings for no fucking reason. I don't know why I'm so political right now. I have not been engaging in a lot of my normal political media because I've been preparing for school. So I haven't been like digging in, except for, you know, all of the indictments. I'm like eating that with a fork and spoon. I'm just like, indictment do go on. Like, consequences for the literal worst person in our entire nation. Tell me more. And then people are like, yeah, well, Biden too. And it's like, bring evidence and I don't have a problem. Like, bring fucking evidence. Show me that he did the shit. Put him on trial and get it done. Because you think I fucking give a fuck about him? I don't. He is a suit to me. I just need, because this is an ideological issue. And so, like, whomever, whatever, we can get someone to fucking fill that chair and, like, carry out the will of the goddamn people, of literally most of the people, and get this fucking done. But you know who's not letting it happen? The people who shill for billionaires because they hope to be them someday. And if not be them, at least continue to benefit from the riding of their coattails. It's fucking pathetic. And you would think we could get this shit together. Anyway, now his Mercedes-Benz. Number 32. I wondered why the baseballs seemed to be getting bigger and bigger. And then it hit me. Yeah, sure did. Right in the fucking noggin. And now it's time for, this is the final segment. This is going to go quickly. Please try to stay on board. And please don't break your neck on this last little bit. It's going to whip around a little bit. It's going to be a rough ride. But please keep your hands and arms inside the cart until the ride comes to a complete stop, because you will regret it if you do not. Okay, here we go. And now it's time for Fun with Marjon Beauchamp's Name. If you don't know, Marjon Beauchamp was a rookie for the Milwaukee Bucks last season. I believe it was last season that he was a rookie. Yes, it was last season, because they just had the, Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, which, like, fuck you, San Antonio, by the way. Fuck you. Fuck you forever, San Antonio. You had refs betting on you, giving you the benefit against my Phoenix Suns, and fuck you for life for that. fuck you, and I hate Manu Ginobili, and I hate Tony Parker. There, I said it. It's true. I really hate the Spurs. And so the fact that Victor Wembanyama is going to the Spurs makes me hope that he fails. Like, and nobody is wishing that. Like, he's an impressive young man who could possibly very much revolutionize our game. And given the NBA and the way it is now, I mean, look at how many times LeBron has changed teams over the course of his career. You know, like, Wembanyama might be a Sun in fucking 2 years. Who knows? Like, the way they're willing to throw him out around money these days. Anyway, regardless, we're talking about Marjon Beauchamp. Stick with me and we'll all get there together. Marjon Beauchamp. Okay, you're a little late on that. But that's his actual name. That's what he's actually named. No, his parents named him that. He's been that since he was a baby. You're laughing at the idea that someone would name their baby Marjon. Okay. You're cruel. You are cruel, but perhaps you are exactly the kind of audience this bit needs. Marmar Bobo. Yeah, you can tell it's last season because it's got the Bill Russell tribute. John Champ. A little weird in the eyebrows there, John. John Mar Chambo. Yeah, you may not know this, but his ears are switched around in that picture, and it is unsettling when you know that. Champmar Johnbo. Yes, he is now wearing his eyebrows as a mustache, and he no longer has eyebrows. Bomar John Champ. And Jarmon Chambo. The ear as a mouth is horrifying. That is some Star Trek shit right there. That's really fucked up. Dark Lord Chambo. Oh God, the eyeball mouth. Do not stare into the eyeball mouth. You will go insane. You will lose your shit. Harmar Superstar. I love Harmar Superstar. I mean, he is one of many people who are riding the Stevie Wonder 1970s coattails, which, by the way, like, if you're into Bruno Mars, you should also be listening to everything that Stevie Wonder recorded from 1970 onward. Well, from 1970 to 1978? When did Woman in Red come out? I think it came out in 1980. So when I just called to say I love you, that is the end of a fantastic run, even though I like that song because it reminds me of The Cosby Show, which was a big part of my childhood. It was, man. Like, if you grew up when I grew up, The Cosby Show was a significant, like, influence on my young mind. It was. I'm sorry. Like, that is an awkward thing to admit to now. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for that. You were America's dad, and then that's what you were doing behind the scenes. What the fuck, my guy? Anyway, regardless, like, let me just say this and then we'll end this and we'll make it out safely. But, like, yeah, Stevie Wonder was on the Cosby Show. It was this very memorable episode, and that's how I found out about Stevie Wonder. That's how I learned who he was. So like, yeah, like Bill Cosby did a whole bunch to bring like black culture into white homes in America. Like he did so much to advance the cause of his people and to like bring dignity and pride to a formerly oppressed group of people. Like that is a noble thing to do. But then he did some shit while he was doing this incredibly noble thing. He did some shit that just is so fucked up. And because it's hard to deal with that. You know, you can't just say like, oh, that would be like, you know how much you love Kevin Hart. Well, imagine if Kevin Hart, bless his tiny, tiny, fucking small ass, fucking dwarf style, mini itty bitty fucking tiny heart. Like, bless it. But he ain't anywhere fucking near the cultural impact of Bill Cosby during the Cosby Show era. Like, he's not. Like, he's just not. So, like, there you go. That's what it is. And so you can't understand, like, if you don't understand, you can't understand what it's like to have idolized that man, to own all of his comedy albums, to have basically memorized his himself special, especially the classic fucking dentist bit, and to have that like committed not just to my memory but to my very soul, and then to have had that man do what he did. Fucking shit. God damn it. Like, what? You know, like, it is rough. It is a rough thing to find out. Anyway, regardless. So yeah. But Stevie Wonder, holy fuck. You gotta listen to Stevie Wonder. Like literally 1970. He had some good stuff in the 60s. Like, don't get me wrong, there's greatest hits compilations that'll get you the like all the, you know, all the early stuff that was great, like absolutely great. But like, you know, starting in the 1970s, you know, all of your Intervisions and you know, Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants, you know, things like that, like Hotter Than the 4th of July. Man, some great Stevie Wonder albums from back in the day that like Harmar Superstar, Jamiroquai, and Bruno Mars all owe so much to those albums. Like, just Sir Duke alone, most of these people owe their entire career to. And Harmar Superstar performs it and fucking kills it, and usually is in his underwear when he's doing it, which is incredible. He used to be fatter than he is in this picture, which just really, like, it's endearing in a Tenacious D sort of a way. You know what I'm saying? Is like that. Anyway, Harmar Superstar, for real. Also, fuck you, Bill Cosby. God damn it. What the fuck? Can we not have any idols? Like, can we not look up to anyone? God damn it, you son of a bitch. Anyway, yeah. So there you go. Show's over. No closure. This program was made possible by the Igneous and Gertrudina Buttcomer Foundation. Promotional considerations provided by Ralph Morgan's Extra Strangly Snakes, the Lonely Ass Librarians Guild, Grandpappy True Reel's Foul-Smelling Balms and Gruels, and the one and only True God. This program was directed and performed by Rem Pemberton of the Clemson Pembertons. Written by Braxton White Guy. A theme song by the Out of Tuners. A presentation of Non-Sober Badger Productions. A subsidiary of the large, boring-sounding corporation with surprisingly questionable business practices. Lawful Asset Holdings Incorporated. A branch of the intentionally vague corporation whose purpose may never be known. The Blaine Group. And communism. Not dead yet, suckers. Communism appears courtesy of the need for a new American labor movement. The American labor movement. It's like politics, but it's relevant to your actual life. Hey, I just joined a union this week. And I live in a right-to-work state. So the fact that there is a union is fucking insane. But it's great, and I love it, and I'm glad to be a part of it, because if I was part of one last year, my entire life would be very different than it is now. Who knows? The American labor movement would like to remind you that if you don't like the results of unbridled capitalism, you should vote to try something else. Yeah, yep, you should. Fucking do it, people. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this one, people. Hey, 58. What the fuck? Huh? Keeping this ship going is ridiculous, sailing forth on the seas of the interwebs, doing shit for reasons that make no sense. Because it's just like, I felt like it and I wanted a creative outlet. Like, okay, bro, cool story. Anyway, people, thank you for being here and for being awesome. And I will see you in the next one. Oh, hey, just a quick plug. Like, not very many people have ever purchased my book of poetry. It's called Hempen Verses by Dr. Phineas Monroy. That is the pseudonym that I wrote it under. But it's poems that I wrote while I was high, and they're really good. Like, they really actually are. So, and like, everybody who's read them is like, this deserves to be known that you made a thing that's actually good, and like, surprisingly so. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know how to promote it. I just don't know how to put myself out there for money. Like, because obviously I'm a teacher. If I knew how to make money and were motivated by that, then I wouldn't be a teacher, would I? Because it's a stupid profession that makes less and less sense the longer that I am in it, because fucking Republicans are like, we're building the front lines of our new culture wars right at your doorstep. And if you don't make us happy and dance for us, monkey boy, you're going to be out on your ass. That's what they fucking did to me. Like, that's what they keep doing. It's so frustrating. My God. And like, yeah. I would love for this book to go anywhere and like do anything for me financially, but like writing a book of poetry in 2020, well, it was written in 2022. That's not a way to get anything done. Like nobody buys them, like unless you're Rupi Kaur or the lady who wrote Burn and that like those angsty teen poetry novel things that are like thick as fuck. Yeah, unless you're those two people, you don't make money off of poetry. And like all the poetry that actually sells is this really like trite, like fucking, I've tried very hard at many things, but the hardest thing I've ever done is to try to love myself. Like that's a fucking poem, Like that's actually in somebody's book that has sold 1 million copies. And I'm like laying down the real shit that's like, because I'm influenced by the people that I read, which is like fucking, all the beats, we're talking like heavy doses of Ferlinghetti and Corso and Ginsberg and, fucking Burroughs and, Kerouac and like, it just fucking those guys. But then also like my junior English teacher is legitimately obsessed with Richard Brautigan. And so like, that was also like a big influence. And like, E.E. Cummings was huge for me. Walt Whitman was huge for me. Like, which she also, like my junior English teacher, I owe a lot to. And now I teach junior English. It's funny because I never appreciated her as a teacher when I had her. Like, really, I didn't. But I benefited a lot from having her as a teacher. Because she was so passionate about the poets that she loved. And so like it was hard not to be influenced by that even like decades later. And so as a teacher myself, it gives me a lot to think about, like in terms of what I am passionate about, in terms of what I impart with my passion to my students. And yeah, we'll see how we do in the coming year. But like, yeah, if you want to be kind, I don't ask for anything else. But if you want a book of poetry that's like insightful and thoughtful and well written, but written while the person who was writing it was under the influence of marijuana, which I am currently and have been this entire episode, because I just realized we never brought in Stan the Man to do the fucking intro. God damn it. We have to do it. Otherwise, it's not a show. Fucking fuck. Because I had to look at the list of white people before I started. Because I don't always remember all of the white people and the order in which they appear. Stan, you fucking ass. You were standing over there this whole time. You didn't even say shit. Okay, Stanley the Manly. This bitch ass motherfucker. You guys love it when I make fun of Stan. Anyway, Stan, just take us out. Put us out of our misery by saying the name of the fucking episode, and then it will be over. Do it, bitch. Weekend Type Fun, Volume 58.